Pardon. On the 24th of June 2020, accused number 2 was made a second confession statement before a magistrate, Ms. Konye, at Fostora's Magistrates Court. It was on the basis of those confession statements that accused number 4 was arrested. From the exhibit, my lord, that is exhibit JJ. The silent features, my lord, of the statement are that accused 2 submits that, the silent features, my lord, are that accused 2 statement, the state submits that they can be used to cross-examine accused 1 about the involvement of accused 4 in the commission of the offense are the following. That accused 2 used to work in Carltonville in 2014. He received a call from Sfiso Nduli, accused number 5. He got his number from Mozi, accused number 1. They asked him to come to Basotho Hostel in Fostoras. He came to Basotho Hostel and Sfiso called him to the bedroom. I must mention, my lord, that, and I will stick to my pairs of arguments which I've already dealt with before this court. My lord, holistically, from the statement of Ndanzi, accused number 2, there is no passage in his both statements to the effect that on the 26th of June, he had met Constable Zungu at Basotho Hostel. The statement further goes on to say, while they were at the bedroom, Sfiso, that is Sfiso's room, Carlos Tosen Mapisa accused 4 arrived. Carlos and Tosen Mapisa then called Kelly. They told her that they were all right. We all then left in a Polo Vivo. It was accused 1, Carlos, Tosen Mapisa, Sfiso, and Mozi. From this, my lord, there is no evidence that at some point accused number 4 was in contact. There will be evidence in Luede to the effect that at some point Mr. Mapisa, my client, was in contact with the so-called mastermind, Miss Kelly Kuman. We then all got out of the vehicle. Sfiso was the driver. Mozi was the lookout. Mapisa was to stand by the window. Carlos and accused 1 was supposed to get to the house. In this regard, I submit, my lord, that there is no evidence, independent evidence, from this confession statement to suggest that my client, accused number 4, at some point went inside the house after the 2 robbers had left the scene. Even the state witnesses, Ms. Zandile Nxumalo, Tumelo Madlala, and Mtogo Zesitwala did not make any reference to an individual who came into the house after the 2 robbers had left. The statement further goes on to say, he ran out of the house. As he ran out, Tosen Mapisa came in. He ran and got in the vehicle. They remained in the house. Obviously, the statement goes on further to say that they followed each other to a certain motor vehicle which had been parked at a nearby. In this regard, my lord, one finds no corroboration or evidence alluende from the statement of accused number 2, that is exhibit JJ. It has been said, my lord, that confessions are not admissible against another. Section 219 of the Act provides that no confession may be made by any person shall be admissible as evidence against another person. A confession of one accused may not even be used indirectly against a co-accused. What is meant appears from the judgment of State versus Batman. It's a 1960 volume 3 SA 535. It's an appellate decision in which the three accused were convicted of murder. One of them made a confession implicating the other two. All that connected the confessor to the murder was his confession, and all that lined the other two was the fact that the three were in each other's company at about the time of the offense. Although the direct implications of the other two in the confession was therefore correctly left out of the cost considerations, Nana JA found on appeal that they were nevertheless indirectly and wrongly connected to the murder. There are so many cases, my lord, that one can quote in this subject. I've dealt with them in my heads of arguments in an application in terms of section 174. One has in mind R versus Ose and Zulu, 1950, volume 1, parenthesis all age 91, capital letter A in bracket, State versus Sirobe, 1968, volume 4, SA 420A at 425G, State versus Makeva, and another 2003, volume 2, SACR 128 at SCA at 133, paragraph 14. There's also international law in this subject. I've dealt with this, the decision by Lord Helsham of St. Marisbon, Haresbury Law of Evidence, 4th edition, 1990, volume 2, 11, at paragraph 1131, which deals with confessions, that confessions are not admissible against the other. The Western Cape High Court decision, my lord, is useful in the sense that it discusses the Constitutional Court decision of State versus Mhlongo, State versus Nkosi, at paragraph 8 of the judgment. Yeah. It also discusses the cases of State versus Ndlovu, which was ruled unconstitutional. It discusses cases of State versus Letago and others, which is a Supreme Court of Appeal decision, which came with a different approach to that of Ndlovu, and confirmed the common law prohibition against the use of extra-curious statements against co-accused. That is at paragraph 16 of the judgment. At paragraph 24, the court, from paragraph 22, my lord, the court deals with the common law exception to executive or narrative statements. It discusses and gives examples, my lord, to the two statements, which are executive statements and confession statements. Yeah. In this regard, my lord, I submit that the statement that the accused, that is accused number 2 made, is a narrative statement, it is a confession statement. On the basis that the accused, as I've indicated, was arrested on the 16th of June 2020, he was interviewed by the police. He appeared before a magistrate, or before that, he appeared before Colonel Rapado for a statement, and ultimately, or subsequent to that, he appeared before a magistrate on the 24th of June 2020. And I submit that the statement that he made were about the past events, and he was narrating the past events which are detailed in those statements, which himself, accused number 2, contests. And those statements, my lord, I submit, are not executive statements and cannot be used. In fact, they are confession statements and cannot be used to elicit any information from accused number 1. Okay. I know there's one other issue that I would like to address while I'm still on the podium. The court will remember, my lord, that On the 17th of October, at the time when I was asking questions to accused number one, there was an issue that I raised during cross-examination, the issue of Sinakos Bia. This arose from the fact that Constable Zungu says when he was in the bedroom where Kwabeni was in possession of a .38 revolver. He then asked, Zungu says he then asked Kwabeni if, was it not the firearm that he had said he threw away in the river, that he had used to shoot or shot Sinako. Then the court, my lord, with due respect, made remarks that none of the defense counsel cross-examined Constable Zungu about what Constable Zungu was saying about Kwabeni, about the engagement between himself and Kwabeni. I had to go through the record, my lord. This was indeed done under cross-examination. In fact, it started, my lord, with my learned colleague, Advocate Mnisi, on the record of the 11th of September 2023, at page 97.
Yeah.
I'm raising this, my lord, because it seems as if one would want to say that since I have indicated before this court that the evidence of Zungu was that of a single witness, yes, but one would want to find that since Zungu had questioned Kwabeni about the .88 revolver, then that amounted to corroboration.
Who says that?
By implication.
Who says that?
That is what I could read.
No, fine. That's why I say, who says that?
From the court's judgment. That is why I'm raising it now.
No. There's got nothing to do. It's a peripheral issue. Zungu is a single witness. We all know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I just wanted to highlight that.
I hear you.
I just wanted to highlight this. This was done under cross-examination.
Yeah. But just read it for me, Adu. Just read that cross-examination.
My lord?
Just read that portion.
Yes.
With regards to the fact that the firearm was thrown into the water, what?
Yes, thank you, my lord. It's the record of the 11th of September 2023, on page 97, line 18. In fact, it's cross-examination by my colleague, Advocate Mnisi.
Yeah.
And I quote, thank you. The very same Kwabeni that you have told this court about will also come and tell this court that whilst you were in his room at the hostel, you further asked him if, after being handed with the .38 special firearm, you asked him if that was not the firearm which he said he threw away in the river after shooting at Sinako, using it. Then the response by Constable Zungu was, I did ask him that.
Okay. So if I say that, it's a mistake.
I also, because my cross-examination followed, my lord, on the very same subject, because I was not happy with the response that was given by Constable Zungu.
Yeah.
On the 3rd of October 2023, it's a record of the 3rd of October 2023, at page 34.
Yeah.
Line 15. In fact, from this passage, my lord, I was quoting from the statement of Constable Zungu. I will start from, I'm sorry, my lord, I will start from line number 9, which read as follows. This is a quote, my lord, from the statement of Constable Zungu, Exhibit AA of the record. I then took the pointed at special firearm from Gwaben's hand and looked at it. I asked Gwaben if it was not the same firearm which he had said he threw it away in the river after shooting Snako with it. Close quotation. Mr. Zung, I hear that. The interpreter, which line is that? Mr. Nxumalo, it is line 9 and 10. Okay. But my lord, it's just a long passage, but I wanted to re-emphasize the fact that this issue was canvassed under cross-examination. It will appear from page 34, 35, 36.
Page 34, 35, 36.
36, 37, and 38 of the proceedings of the 3rd of October, 2023.
The 3rd of October, ne?
Yes, 3rd of October,
2023. Fine.
So, my lord, in conclusion, then, I submit the following. It follows, my lord, therefore, that accused number 2 statement that he contested was made after his arrest on the 16th of June 2020 is a confession statement. And it is a narrative of the past events and not an executive statement made in the furtherance of a common purpose or conspiracy, and cannot by its use as directly or indirectly against the co-accused in cross-examination. Those are my heads, my lord. They are dated the 7th of November,
7th of November.
2025 in Pretoria. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yes, madam, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, my lord.
Sorry, Mr. Nxumalo. Do you know the Nxumalo in Soweto?
No.
Okay. You don't know the famous drum reporter who exposed the atrocities perpetrated on black peasants? They were farming potatoes using their hands.
Was it Nxumalo?
Yeah,
No, I'll follow on that.
famous gentleman.
Yes.
I schooled with the daughter Suzette,
Is it?
pretty girl.
When was that?
Hello?
When was that?
Suzette, I schooled with her 1960
Oh,
in Madibane High. And the father, who, but a wee reporter, he was a reporter, as I say, Drum and Zong. And he's the guy who trained about Net Nakasa. You must know Net Nakasa.
yes, I've heard.
Yeah. They hounded him out of South Africa and he went to teach in Swaziland. I must SBs. You must ask your parents about the guy.
No, I will. It's just that we spend most of our time in Zululand, so
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
thank you.
It just struck me.